Okay, so but this one says solve by quadratic formula. I know that you must have heard about quadratic formula before. So let's solve by quadratic formula. Um, Solving by quadratic formula, whenever you have x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. We are trying to solve this number 16 by quadratic formula. Okay, and the first thing I want to do is it in standard form? Does it look like, yes, it is. Is collected. The leading the first term is degree 2. Second term is degree 1. Third term is degree 0. Okay, so um, we can do it like that way. At this point, the next thing I will ask myself is, have I collected A, B, C? My A is 1, my B is 6, and my C is negative 4. Okay, there is some, before I continue, there is something called discriminant. Let's talk about it now, because if you know how to evaluate discriminant, your whole world will be easier. Okay, so uh, D is called discriminant, and it is b squared minus 4ac. If the discriminant, if D is equal to 0, you have one real solution. One real solution. So which means the quadratic function has one real solution. If D is greater than 0, you have two real solutions. In other words, the parabola cuts x-axis in two places. Here, the parabola cuts x-axis in one place. All right. If D, there are three cases. If D is less than 0, if D is less than 0, then you have imaginary solutions. In other words, remember that the D is discriminant, and it is the quantity inside the radical sign. Anytime you simplify D and it is negative, less than 0, then your solutions are imaginary. And you have to find the imaginary solutions. You don't say no solution. No. You do not say no solution, you find the imaginary solutions. So that, to just make a whole world simpler, let's find the value of D in this number 16. Because if I know how to find D, I know how to solve almost all quadratic equations. Okay, so I have already found my A, B, C. So B is, in this particular question, 6. Okay, so B is 6, 6 squared. Notice that B is B squared minus 4AC, right? Minus 4 times A is 1 and C is negative 4. Okay, B squared minus 4 times A times C. These two negative signs have changed the sign, and it is 6 squared is 36. 4 times 4 is 16. So the radicand is giving me a positive sign. In other words, my answer is actually 52, something like that, 52. Therefore, the discriminant is 52, greater than 0. So I have two real solutions. If you don't agree, let me know. People make mistakes. So right now, I can now rewrite my answer. Minus B, minus 6, plus or minus square root of 52, all over 2 times 1. All right. So now you can simplify your answer. It's not imaginary. That's all. You find the answers. You can simplify it in a way that it is easier to solve. Let me see. I have 20. If I divide by 2 there, I have 26, so 4 times 13. So actually, we can see that it could be -6 plus or minus. Let's divide this by 4. I see if I can 4 can divide. So that's 1. That is 2. 4 go here. That is 3. So it's going to be 4 times 13. 4 times 13. I have to make sure that what I'm saying is right. But if it is not, correct me. All right. So now I can now bring out something from the radical sign. So I have -6 plus or minus 2 root 13 all over 2. And I still have to simplify more. And let me do it here. So I have -3 plus or minus root 13 because I'm simplifying by 2. Okay, you can be told to leave your answer in exact form. If the question says leave your answer in that's exactly what I'm saying here. Type an exact answer using radicals. It means you have to leave your answer in radicals. If you type a decimal, computer that grades your work in my lab maths doesn't know who you are. When it says leave your answer in exact form, please leave your answer in exact form. In other words, your answer will contain radicals. When we do logarithms, if it says leave your answer in natural log, leave your answer in natural log. If you simplify, it gives you a 0.